Well, hello, this is Kermit the Streamer. We are going to do the last of this Eldrazi draft. Key card you'd see that I'm missing here is Writhing Chrysalis. Writhing Chrysalis is important to the archetype, and so is Malevolent Rumble. I actually have not been personally a big fan of Malevolent Rumble, but it's supposed to be pretty doggone good. So I think that might be one of the reasons this deck has not done that great so far. It's got a great top end though, but it doesn't really have a good amount of build up, because Voidcraw is good. I like Voidcraw, but it's relatively easy to deal with, and the thing is, things that create lots of spawn tokens are not. And then there's the fact that with Writhing Chrysalis, every time they kill, or you every time you sacrifice one of your things, you get counters on the Chrysalis, so it's often a 6/7 before you even know it, and it has reach, so it accomplishes the goal of both defending you if you need it, and being aggressive when you need it as well. And then that sets you up for like my usual play pattern, which is to have some trample things that I can add to my giant creatures. And that's basically all to just make you excel in the mirror against other Eldrazi players and against people that are trying to make huge doom stacks of modified creatures. Sage of the Unknowable is a good bull player for when you need the colorless. I would say that the better mana dork in the format is definitely your Dryad, your green Dryad. It's the 1/2 Death Touch that makes either a color or the colorless that you need. I mean, that versatility is good. What you get for in Sage of the Unknowable is a 0/4, which is defensive, but a 1/2 Death Touch is every bit as defensive, plus it actually trades for the thing that it defends against, so that does make a pretty decent difference. So what we're going to do here, I guess we just make our Shapeshifter, and I'm real tempted when I don't know what I need to just go with the 2/5 mode. The 3/3 mode probably was the correct one, but I just love creatures with butts. And here is a good reason why the 3/3, I mean, it kind of doesn't matter here, because if the opponent plays Writhing Chrysalis, he's got a blocker. He's got a blocker till the end of time. So we've got access to 5 mana at the moment. So I think we go ahead and drop Idol of the False Gods and get into the business of making our own little army of dudes. We could also emerge the Twisted Riddle Keeper, but I don't think that stun is valuable yet. What we're basically trying to do at the moment is we're trying to get Kozilek out, because we get Kozilek out, that's a board where we're ahead of this Writhing Chrysalis for sure, unless it just gets way more out of hand. But like next turn, he's got a 4/5 before he does anything, if that's what he needs. But more than likely he saves these because he's at 6 mana now. 7. So he can make a Drown Yard Lurker and be very happy, and will do so. Because now he's got a 4/5, 7/7, and he has yet another Eldrazi spot. So it's actually a 5/6 kind of. You can just think about it. 5/6 and a 7/7. That dominates our board right now. And we're still at 6 mana. We're gonna go to 7. So the nice thing is, right here we do get to make a perfect blocker for the Junior Lurker, but it took all of our mana to do it. We did get one of our spawn back, and we did put a counter on our idol, which is a thing that we like. So we're happy on this board. We can kill this thing right now if it attacks. We could block this thing all day. But that situation should change. We could also team block the Junior Lurker and only lose the Corrupted Shapeshifter, which is at this point an irrelevant game piece. As a 3/3 flyer, it would have been an irrelevant game piece as well. So we go up to 8 mana next turn. And I think the best thing we can do here is just make a spawn, because we want Kozilek out. I'm going to go ahead and search up a mountain. Oh yeah, we didn't end up needing mountains for this build. I want to keep this guy just in case they get rid of our colorless source. We really need colorless to run this engine. We've got Kozilek next turn. We do need to pay attention if they leave an island untapped, because a counter on Kozilek would be really bad. Counter spell, that is. And we don't really lose anything by waiting a turn. Now here, this is great. They're tapping out. That means we are safe to play Kozilek next turn. Their board is looking pretty scary. They're going to tap down the Tusker probably. But the cool thing is we're going to Gift a Viper. We'll probably even put Gift a Viper on the Sage of the Unknowable. Oh no, we can't do that. Not here. Because we need its mana too much. We also need, we need our extra mana here too. But we really must. We can't take 13. And we don't, we're in the spot where we have to chump block anyway. So I think I want to kill the Chrysalis, but I think we're going to just go for the Lurker here. Now we can, oh, this is great actually. I didn't think about this. Stun counters. The way stun counters work is, so normally you would think, oh, I can untap one of these guys. Gifts the Viper doesn't actually. It will remove the stun counters, but it won't untap them. So we're going to get rid of our Sage of the Unknowable here. Get rid of the bigger guy. And only take 6. That's less bad. Now we have the option here of doing something interesting instead of casting Kozilek. Well, we can't cast Kozilek unless we draw land. That's right. And I think we go ahead and do it. Yeah, we gotta cast Kozilek here. It still blocks the Chrysalis. We do have to take a punch from the Riddle Keeper, but shoot. I don't want to give them the manifest, and I don't want to manifest my Riddle Keeper. Didn't think that all the way through. The reason I don't want to lose this, I don't want to give him 2 2/2s, even though I get to draw 2 cards from it, because on this board the 2 2/2s actually matter. Right now, in one turn they wouldn't, but he would get to attack around me here, and I could afford it if I had any other if I had any creatures untapped. then I would feel less bad about that. But does this guy have an eye light? No, he just makes all my things bigger, which is good. Oof. So this is an 8-9, effectively. Good. That's about the best we could have expected that turn to go for us. Because we probably wouldn't have blocked the Rising Chrysalis. I mean, I think we would have had to. Just a trick would have been just broken. He did signal here now that he does not have a trick, so that's nice. I don't even want to attack with Kozilek. I don't want to emerge this, at least not with... Yeah, I would have to emerge this guy right now. So let's just make the messenger. It's going to be bigger than it's supposed to be. We'll thin our deck. And then we'll make a spawn token at some point here. We have vigilance, but we can't attack. Always bad to be the Eldrazi deck that can't attack. I mean, I can send Kozilek on over, but he's okay to make that trade, I think. The team buff I'm getting to all of my other Eldrazi is pretty good. So we're vulnerable right now, though. If we lose the +3/+2 from Kozilek, when he gets like bounced or something, it really messes up our board state in such a way that is really troubling. So the Writhing Crystal is so important. It just guarantees that he's going to have one more guy than me, or two more guys than me that are just huge and can grow virtually every turn. He doesn't really have any spawn generation engines right now, which is probably one of the only good things about the state that I'm in. I'll just block down one of my good blockers. But more than likely I can still block a Chrysalis here. Oh, that's not good. So he roasts Kozilek, and now my board is just dumb. We're probably going to get to have our Annihilator come in, but this is an attack we can't handle. Yeah. He can attack these two and we just can't win here. And he's got something. That'll get him probably like to a stomp. And this right here, this is why I think this idol falls short, really, is that it does take too long to get to its thing. When you've got things like Writhing Chrysalis as backup for it, it grows really quick. But like I said, this deck is missing one of the key components, which is, oh, he's bouncing the idol. I mean, why not just win a game, dude? Oh, that's what he did. Okay. Yeah. Oh dang, that hydroelectric specimen would have been pretty decent. Could have returned one of the chrysalises. Alright, so that was a very quick finish to an otherwise decent draft. I would say that was not an A+ Eldrazi deck though. It was missing.
Chance of storms today? 100%.
Oh wow. I was like, what the what's my computer talking to me? It's funny that they've got some of those planeswalkers that do that. Interesting. Okay, so since we've got a little bit of time here, I'll just go ahead and show you my current main standard. This is the thing that has been doing the best for me, and it's not silly like that Trailblazers deck. It's basically just your mono blue. The whole goal of it is to take actually retrofitters or Zoetic glyphs and put them either on disruptors, gingerbreads, or tokens that get made by like Prosperous Thief. It goes pretty quick. It's weird because it's both a aggressive blue deck and a tempo deck, where you just, if you're just ahead, you stay ahead. And it stumbles every once in a while against the mono red, but most of the time it actually outperforms the mono red. You can do things like bounce one of their haymakers, bounce their Monastery Mentor when they've put Monstrous Assault on it. And it just really, it disrupts their entire turns, and it just makes it where they lose the race. Got Machine Over Matter too, which gets cheaper when you have an artifact creature in play. So it makes it to where you've got 8 cards that can bounce one of their things for 1 mana. One that actually gets you a little bit of a chip, if it's a cheap thing. And here, let's go ahead and give the Scry. That's good too. We scry away a land, which is phenomenal. Because right now, this deck operates pretty well on 3 mana. You don't really even want to see 3 mana. And then Cryptic Code is nice too, because if you draw it late enough in the game, you've already softened them up usually, and you just win based on that. Like, you usually deal with the ward on this. That's pretty good. Go ahead and Machine Over Matter this too, just to make sure that they just don't have a good token army. This is a slow start from this deck too, by the way. We didn't get any gingerbreads, or you really want an opening hand that has, I'd say, at least 1 or 2 of your 1-drops. You've got the Moon Circuit Ninja 2, or whatever it's called. That's supposed to be one of your key helpers for making sure. Wow, and he's still just making tokens like crazy. So if we throw the glyph here, we still have a 2/2. One of the tricks that we can use too is we can return this Cryptic Coat to make the glyph go off. He probably blocks here though. I think we lose this one. He's just going to make token after token after token, so he's just going to be on this board bigger and stronger than we'll ever be. So this is kind of lame. We don't want that exile, and we don't really want it in our hand either, but this way we get a free spell, and it had to be a dumb one. Would have been so much better if it had been the 3-2, but most of the time you're statistically likely to get a 1-drop off a Zoetic. Gotta do it. I haven't seen this deck that my opponent's playing before. I like it. Oops. Do this. Pump that. And basically we're dead. Yeah, we're dead. So I'd like to play one more, but I'd like to see this one actually win. It usually does pretty well. That deck was off to a good start against our slow start. I still don't think a good start from our deck would have beaten that one though. At least not with that draw. That draw was just really good from the opponent. I mean, I dealt with 2 or 3 of his tokens, and they just kept coming. One of the things I like about balance too is that it deals with those non-token creatures. It's basically an exile effect on non-token stuff. This is more characteristic of what you usually see. You've got a 1-drop. Just gonna bounce his medic. Yeah, we're definitely gonna bounce the medic. That's one thing that's really important about this deck too. The fact that Network Disruptor is a artifact as well. Sometimes means that you're gonna animate it as a 4/4, and just the 4/4 flying is just tons better than a. Here I think I am going to do this. Because getting 5 damage in right now is more important than getting extra cards. And the cool thing is, they'll probably try to deal with this, and then we'll get to Moon Circle Attack. Oh, well yeah, you gotta worry about Wrath sometimes. That's not great. Breaker. Praetors. Huh, interesting. This is going to be another deck that I haven't seen before. End step, we're going to go ahead and Fading Hope that medic. It's going to be the most expensive outlaw medic this player has ever seen. It's going to cost him 6 to 8 mana to keep it in play. Oh, this is nice. This is a situation you do like to have that happen every once in a while, where you're just trading in and out the circuit hackers. You're not blocking. I don't think so. We don't want to land. We are gonna ninjutsu this guy in. And this just allows you to reset the card draw ability instead of having to discard a card. Well, man, we're still not in a happy spot. We're not doing near as much as we want to be able to do. But we're still, I mean, we're still technically ahead, so. And here's where the damage train stops. sucks that we had to play the retro flitter here for no bonus, but I do think it's the right thing to do. I mean, really, we need a cryptic code here. Disruptor would be good, Gingerbrute would be fine. Virtual Loyalty's gonna just run over us. Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's giving him a card, but I probably should have just left with one Circuit Hacker and a Disruptor Flitter. But they're not actually the game piece that we're looking to go along with here. One of the nice things about these Explore tokens, or these map tokens, is you do get the ability to do this every once in a while, where you just go ahead and put the camera on something or draw some mana to get it off the top of your library. We just gotta keep that damage train rolling. He outclasses us next turn, but then, if we still had the fading on top of library, we would have just bounced it, but we're gonna get to keep going in the air. And actually it's great if he attacks, although he's probably gonna play something post-combat, so. Oh yeah, you get to untap too, I forgot. So you may as well attack. And now he's in the, what I like to call the danger zone. But he can buy back into this game very easily. Wandering Emperor is a great way to do that.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
Not have much library left. So right here, if we get either Zoid Glyph or Disruptor Flitter, we're in a pretty happy spot. He does have the ability to transform this ambitious farmhand now, and that pretty much means that our fun is over. We definitely need a Zoetic Glyph. Would that do the trick? I still just don't think that's even enough. Yeah, he has enough to do 13 next turn. And since some of it, if he plays right, yeah. So that's 6, 9. Oh, it's 11. I must have done my math wrong. Ooh, no more than one creature can attack. Yeah, that's it. We're dead. Alright, so we'll do one more match, and then just win or lose, just done. This deck usually does fantastic, so definitely a case of me being on stream where it's not doing good. Oh, and I mean, obviously it doesn't win every game, but I've had pretty good success with it. It was winning more than my mono red was. Definitely winning more than Trailblazer does. Trailblazer's just fun when people don't know the combo. And it's really hilarious too when you see what they'll have like the right card, but they'll target the wrong target. And it's just like, ah ha ha, I gotcha. So here, next turn, we really want to play the Prosperous Thief. Nothing better. One of the best things in Magic is to be able to cheat the one land per turn, and getting to make treasure is allowing you effectively to make 2 lands per turn. because you can use those treasures. Now the treasures go away, so they're not quite as good as the land, but it just gives you access to more mana. And I didn't want to cast anything there because the reason these treasures are here is not actually as a mana accelerant. They're here to wear glyphs. When you have a glyph, you don't want to sacrifice them. He should pick glyph here. So here's the nice thing though, we're going to get to double up on these. So we're just going to basically fill our board with treasures. And the other incidentally nice thing about Prosperous Thief is it is a combat damage upgrade. You know, most of the time you're trading a 1 power creature for a 3 power one, so you're just doing a whole lot more damage. And now is the point where we can just go ahead and sacrifice these treasure tokens. We're getting map tokens out of the do, which can be animated anyway, and they can also dig us deeper into our library or buff our guys. Okay, got rid of my inventory. Fair enough. So now we can still attack into this because these guys have three power. So I think I'm going to try to grow one of them. I'll take lands. So we'll go ahead and move our growing to the flyer just to solidify our damage. The only reason to pump one of these guys is just to make them be able to attack. Oh, I never would have been able to attack the investigator, would I have? So I should have just been pumping the siren both times. Just turns out it didn't matter the first time because it was late. And this is what you normally see with this deck. And then you get wrathed. But most of the time, you bounce back from this pretty quickly. And they just end up too far behind. We'll see if that happens this time. We did at one point know what our top card was. Oh, it changed. That's right. Can't binge it, so we're going to put it out. They know we have this in hand, so there's no point in keeping it. So he's got a kill spell for the thief. That we're just in top deck war. Top deck war it is. We'll keep this in hand just in case we have something. We can make him spend time making me discard. You know, he plays Hopeless Nightmare, we don't really care. Plays Virus Beetle, we don't really care. Cryptic Coat, that's one of the things that is a great draw right here. You know, this thing is unblockable. It's a little bit harder to kill. He couldn't really effective. Ooh, sacrifice. So we can go ahead and bounce our code. So now we've got it to where he has to kill whatever I play every turn. Now he's got a deck that looks like it can do that. But he's going to have to do it every turn. He might have wanted to hold on to the Disruptor here, but I'm okay with dropping it. One of the nice things about playing it is if he plays another, like, Edict effect, I could just sacrifice the Disruptor. So he can't target this because of the ward. And we've got to win quick. We have, I mean, on board, we have the means to win right now. It's just we have to be still on board to do so. Having 2 ward unblockables, pretty good here. No cards to discard, but you just get to know me. here. A Wrath would be pretty good. Yeah. So we can bounce back one of our... Actually, we can go ahead and bounce back both of our cryptic codes. So I'm pretty sure this is interesting here because he's going to get to do the True Scriptures thing, and I think it's not going to matter unless he can deal with this new unblockable guy. You should be able to deal with it, though. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much game. And thankfully, all of our creatures were tiny. I would say that's exactly what I actually don't want to see. On the other side of the table is a deck that has a lot of Wrath / removal. I mean, he's probably playing at least 2 of these, and at least 2 of these. Possibly more.
Enough
Doing the
with
math
the
real
mysteries.
quick. Yeah, he's got enough to just haul in. So let's lose that one. So anyway, this deck really does perform much better than it has on stream, but there you have it. 3 straight losses. That's more straight losses I've had with this deck than I've had the experience in my own time. So anyway, we were just destined to lose all of our matches this morning, so hopefully you enjoyed that. I will definitely say the takeaways for Eldrazi drafting in Modern Horizons 3: take those Wrathing Crystals lists, take the Malevolent Rumbles, and really look after both your spawn generation and your top end. And you'll make better decks for sure. Alright, thank you, and have a great day.